Hello YouTube, Dbtgamer show, Pokemon Let's Play, part 29. In the last part, I talked about the legend involving Cubo and Kangaskhan, Marowak and Missing No. In this part, Adam is going to give his views on this ancient Pokemon legend stroke rumour myth thingy.
Yeah, he gave a rather lengthy speech about, well, we both gave a rather lengthy speech about the description of Missing No.
About this theory.
The theory behind it, and he's I say he's a follower of the idea.
Well, personally, I just like the idea. I think it makes a lot of sense when you think about it in the way that I do.
Now, I, on the other hand, being the cynical, skeptic dipshit that I am, evil to the core.
Black-hearted evil, yeah. Black-hearted evil, yeah. I am what I wanna be.
I have detachable penis going through my head all the time. That's how psychotic I am. Anyway, I think you really should have healed him between fights.
I'll do that now. That's my super potions.
Yeah, the theory was that Missing. Well, we talked about it last episode. If you want to know more about what we talked about, watch the last episode. I don't believe that Missing No is a lost program that's part of
the Kangaskhan evolution family.
Yeah, the Marowak, Cubo and Kangaskhan evolution chain thing.
Question: why don't you believe this? Because there is one thing that holds this theory together more than ever. There's one part of this theory which sort of holds this theory together pretty much perfectly.
Bear with me. I'll go through my argument first. Now you can throw your reprisal at me. All right.
All right.
That's how a good jury works.
This is a jury.
It is now.
All right.
You've presented your side of the argument. Now, representing the case for the defence, the prosecution. I'll learn it, Fred, Mr. Garnet.
And our judge today is the Honorary Judge Tuckabee. Oh, squeaky hammer. We couldn't give him a real one. No way.
Judges don't actually have gavels.
Not anymore? Oh.
They never did. That's just an urban myth. Anyway,
go on then, present your side of the argument.
Right then. To make Missing No appear, when you reach Cinnabar Island, this is an island which, from what I can tell, has no level. Oh, how can I explain this? Most of the areas you go to, the wild Pokemon in that area have a certain level ratio that they have to stick to.
And most routes are different, aren't they? Have different Pokemon in each route, don't they?
Yeah. So like the earlier routes will have a level ratio of about 2 to 5.
Exactly.
Whereas the later ones will have something like, I don't know, 30 to 35-ish. Give it take. Cinnabar Island doesn't have one, so it takes the level ratio from the area that you were in last, which usually is the area around Cinnabar Island.
Yeah, there's two ways to get to Cinnabar Island. You can go through Seafoam Cave, which is a pain in the arse, or you can go from Pallet Town and surf southwards. Recommend go southwards. It's a lot less hassle.
Right. So it borrows the level ratio from the last place you visited. Now, to make Missing No appear, you have to go and talk to an old man in the first town, who teaches you how to catch Pokemon. He catches a Pokemon that's like level 3 or 4. So when you actually go back,
this Pokemon is always a Weedle. There is more to this though. A bit of technological mumbo jumbo here.
Are you going to let me finish?
This is key to your part of the story.
Go on.
When this tutorial is activated, the game saves the Pokemon trainer's name in its data buffer.
I don't know anything about that.
It does, and it also saves the Pokemon trainer's Pokemon number. This is also something to do with the missing nose coding on how to get the damn thing.
Well, anyway.
But it makes it more complicated than it actually is. I love making things complicated, don't you?
Well done. You've just made that one extremely complicated. Now, once you've gone through this old man's tutorial and reset the level ratio of Cinnabar Island to about level 4, you go back to Cinnabar Island, piss about for a while, and one of the random battles you get is a missing no because it's
actually the first fundamental you will get is a missing no.
Is it the first?
Yeah, it's always the first.
Right. That's how the glitch works. Now, to me, that doesn't say anything about hidden programs. That, to me, says the game is trying to load a Pokemon that is of the wrong class for that area.
There is a little bit more to this, Adam. Originally, when Pokemon Blue version was in beta form, they actually had 2 types of Pokemon that were removed. One that I know of, and the other one I do not know of, because it's never been talked about, but the one that I do know of I can talk about now. In the original Pokemon's game code, there is 1 Pokemon type missing. This type is Bird type. No, not Flying type, Bird type. Originally, all Flying type Pokemon were called Bird type Pokemon, but for some reason they dropped Bird type and changed it to Flying type, but the Bird type code is still in the game because Missing No is a Bird type Pokemon.
So if that extra type was still linked to an area, say it's Cinnabar Island,
but in some cartridges, Missing No is called a Flying type. So it's a very bad theory. There's a lot of ifs and buts about it. But some people say that there is actually an undiscovered type in the Pokemon game's code, which is called Bird type.
So if the game is trying to look for a bird type, and since there are no actual bird types in the game, what it produces is a mass of pixels and an error name called Missing Number.
Was that your argument, or did you just take my argument and just throw it at me?
Actually, that's just adapted what I was going to say.
Well, what were you going to say before you knew about the bird type?
I was going to say, it sounds like the game has been tricked somehow into thinking that it's supposed to be looking for a level or some kind of a level ratio of Pokemon that doesn't actually exist. I'm thinking that activate.
Can you pause the camera? I want to check a map on YouTube. I've forgotten where I am.
Keep going. Just keep wandering around. You'll find yourself eventually. I'm talking. I don't want to lose my train of thought.
Okay. Sorry.
We've got an infinite number of videos. Don't worry. It just means we'll have to be stuck talking bullshit for the next few weeks or so.
Alright, go on, talk then.
What was I talking about?
Missing No.
Missing No. Where was I?
You were talking about we were after the bit where Missing No where we talk about Missing No's bird type origins. You were talking about how it how it's an error glitch.
I'm thinking
thing.
I'm thinking that because you've activated that old man's tutorial, and that old man's tutorial must have some kind of, I don't know, extra program with it that allows that old man to constantly catch that same Pokemon every time, constantly, without fail. That somehow triggers the game to think that it's supposed to be looking for a Pokemon or some type of Pokemon which has more or less the same level.
I'm not lost anymore, I know where I'm going.
Oh, good. More or less the same level and more or less the same catch ratio. And since there isn't one, it produces a glitch. And since it can't, it produces a glitched image and an error code saying missing number. Because it can't find the Pokemon that you're asking it to. It can't find the Pokemon that it thinks it should be looking for.
Right, have you quite finished now? Can I throw my fireball just to make your argument almost meaningless?
If this is going to be about the fact that Missing No actually evolves into Kangaskhan, you can forget it, because it also evolves into 3 other completely different Pokemon.
It's interesting that it evolves into Kangaskhan because it sort of supports the rumour.
What else does it evolve into?
Tauros.
A Taurus, which doesn't have an evolution as far as I'm aware in the original...
YouTube, there's a video on what Mr. No can evolve into. Find it.
Bloody hell. Well, can you tell me which ones it actually evolves into?
I know one of them's Tauros, and I know one of them's Kangaskhan.
Taurus,
And
Kangaskhan.
Kangaskhan's the only one that really causes any interest at all. Okay, it's linked to this rumour.
Wasn't one of them a Growlithe? Or some type of fire type?
I'm not sure, but... Anyway, YouTube, that's both sides of the argument for the Pokemon legend regarding Cubone, Marowak, and Kangaskhan and Missing No. I hope you enjoyed that. And now...
I'd just like to point out that if Missing No evolves into 3 different types, why don't they have legends as well? Why is it just Kangaskhan? Okay, it may have some physical resemblance to 2 other completely non-related Pokemon floating about the Pokemon universe.
I explained this in the last part if you were listening.
Yeah, you did. But you didn't explain why it isn't connected to the other 3.
I actually did.
How?
My first sentence was, if you go into the game, you can find diaries on the Cubone legend. I found no diaries on Tauros, I found no diaries on the other Pokemon, so there you go. There are diaries documenting this in the game.
Does it say anything about there being a connection between Kangaskhan and the Cubone Marowak evolution chain?
Yes. If you... In one of the diaries, and this diary is also written down on YouTube, and I have checked this just to make sure that it wasn't talking bullshit, it says that Cubones often cry a lot, they're often called the lonely Pokemon, and they wear the head of their mother, and the only...
And
since... I can't remember the diary exactly said, but it mentioned Kangaskhan. Or mentioned something that linked to Kangaskhan.
I'm going to check this out because I do not believe you.
Right.
I've seen the video that you showed me.
At the end of this video, YouTube, me and Adam will watch those 2 videos again, and we will finally settle this debate. This is exciting.
Because the video
this show gets.
the video this is a debate now. The video that you showed me.
The answer must be known. Adam, get your car. We're going to Japan.
Why? I can't drive to Japan. You have any idea how much that would cost? Do you have a valid passport?
We don't need a passport. All we have to do is
Yes, you do.
All we have to do is get like a boat, attach it to the car, and just sail across the ocean like Jeremy Carter did when we went to France.
I'm pretty sure he took his passport with him. Even if it is for a TV show, they won't let him pass customs without a passport.
He turned up on a beach somewhere. He didn't even need to go to an airport.
I'm sure that immigration would have something to say to him.
Oh, I suppose so, but
Anyway, what I'm just saying is, the videos that you showed me, there was no mention of any kind of diary. It was all just captions that the person who made the videos added.
Well, I checked the game, and throughout the game, if you read some of the items, there are diaries that you can find about Pokemon Legends. There's even a diary on the Pokemon Legend about the people who found a Mew fossil and cloned it to make Mewtwo in the Pokemon Mansion.
We're not talking about Mewtwo.
It's relevant.
We're talking about Kangaskhan. No, it's not relevant.
It's relevant because there's diaries for him and there's also diaries for Kangaskhan.
So the diary is about Kangaskhan.
There's some diaries for Kangaskhan. There's some diaries for Cubone, and there's also some diaries for Mewtwo.
Where exactly are these diaries?
From what I remember, the Mew diaries are in the Pokemon Mansion, just before you get the 7th gym badge. Adam has the camera 1 minute.
We're actually on 14:25.
As the camera. The Kangaskhan diaries, I'm not quite sure where they are, but I think they could possibly be somewhere in Lavender Town. But I'm not certain.
That narrows it down a bit, yeah.
Anyway, end of part.
The debate continues next part.